Hello and welcome. My name is Melissa. I'm the owner and artist here at the Top Drawer RVA located in Richmond, Virginia. I'm also a Dixie Belle brand ambassador. Today, we're going to flip this beautiful dresser into a gorgeous floral delight. I wanted a beautiful ombre fade, starting with Antebellum Blue into Dusty Blue and ending with Haint Blue. Lay your colors down in the initial pattern and then blend with your best dang brush. After your paint has dried, you're ready to apply your transfer. This is the brand new Flower Child transfer from the Bells and Whistles line at Dixie Belle. This Flower Child beautiful transfer has antlers, bright flowers, feathers, and is super on trend in a boho chic vibe. Inside this transfer tube, there are 4 sheets of big, bold images. Take the image that you would like to apply, cut it out, peel off the protective backing paper, and place it onto your piece. Once it's placed onto your piece, you can burnish it down with the enclosed tool. Use the enclosed tool to burnish your transfer down. You can see it release from the paper into a milky white image. Each piece of the transfer can be cut, applied, and layered in many different ways. When working on a large space like the front of this dresser, I find it helpful to cut out each image and place it onto the piece. Using painter's tape, you can lay out your plan and then burnish each image down as you like. I'll be adding Woodubend keyholes as well as this large embellishment to the top drawer of the piece. I sealed my entire base of my dresser with clear coat and flat. Let's layer some Silkscreen Stencil onto the front of this piece. I cut out the image that I wanted to use, used my thingamajig tool, and pushed my Moonshine Metallics and Gold Digger through the Silkscreen Stencil onto the piece. Here's my handy dandy tip of the day. Don't forget to seal your images down before you apply your Silkscreen Stencil. If you put your Silkscreen Stencil on top of a transfer that has not been sealed, you're going to pull up your transfer when you remove that silkscreen image. It has a sticky backing. I love using silkscreen stencils to layer along with my transfers. You can wash these silkscreen stencils after use and reuse them up to 10 times. You can use your scrubby soap to wash them and remove the paint from that mesh stencil. I wanted to change the original keyholes and add Woodubend moldings. After painting them in a beautiful gold metallic, I added heat to the back of my Woodubend molding. After you add heat, apply your glue and then adhere to your piece. Don't forget to heat up your item one more time when it's on your piece to ensure that it's flat. Let's work on the top of this piece. There are a lot of scratches and marks on the top of this dresser. I gave it a light sand to remove any deep gouges. If there was any places where you needed to fill with mud, this would be the time. After your mud is dried and sanded back to flat, you can add your stain right over top. Wearing gloves, I applied my Colonial Black gel stain with an applicator pad. Smooth it on in the direction of the wood grain. I wanted to make sure that this would be nice and dark, so I added 2 even coats, waiting for dry time in between each coat. I wanted to change it up on the top drawer a little bit rather than just keep that blue on the base. I came in with cotton and painted the whole drawer white cotton. After that had dried, I taped it off and applied some beautiful Moonshine Metallic deep wood stripes. After the stripes had dried, I taped off the area and used my Gilding Wax to shine the edges. Now it's time to add that large embellishment to the top drawer over top of the stripes. Once again, heat the backing of your Woodubend molding. This allows it to sit completely flat on the piece. Even though it looks flat, you should always heat your Woodubend moldings before application. Add your glue to the back of the Woodubend molding and stick it onto the top drawer. Once it's laid flat on the top drawer, I used my painter's tape to make sure that it stayed in position. I then heated it one more time to ensure that it's flat to the piece. Now that my Woodubend has dried, I wanted to add some accent detail to the piece. Using my Best Dang Wax in black and my French tip brush, I applied the wax around the molding. I also applied the wax to the corners of the piece. Since Dixie Belle's Best Dang Wax is water-based, you can wipe it back with a baby wipe or a wet towel. I sealed every area where I applied the gel stain with extra coat. You could also use gator hide or clear coat. I gilded the edges in gold gilding wax and applied the hardware. What do you think? It's a super cute and very functional piece for any room.